Hello, and here we are for AOR Season 16, Round 3, and it takes us to my favourite track on the calendar, which is the Chinese Grand Prix. So, yeah, coming into this, not the most practice, but again, just sort of looking forward to it, because it is quite a good track of mine, and after nearly actually getting a podium last time out, if it wasn't for a bit of coming together with Darkside as a result of basically a lap down car, I probably could have actually been fighting for the top 4, so hopefully we can even better today and actually get that elusive podium, which we haven't actually got all the way since, I think the last time was USA Season 14, so it's been about a 25 race drought, as you can see, as we're going through this lap. We're on the soft tyres because it definitely is the better strategy to start on the softs if you can. Of course, I'm not really wanting to do what I did last time in Bahrain, in which I started on the ultras and was sort of committed to the 2-stop. I was sort of saved a bit by the safety car, but again, I don't really want to have to rely on it this time, so this time I'm trying to start on the softs. But you can see quite a few people already doing their laps on the ultra softs, so I don't know if they were doing bankers or not at the time, but you can see now we were actually down on our PB lap, but we actually binned it there, so on our prior lap, so we actually are going to gain quite a lot of time now, but still it's nothing exceptional. The soft tyres are so much slower than the ultra softs. It's yeah, it's about a 2-3 second gap, so just trying to do the best I can, really. Trying to not start too far back, but trying to start outside the well, as close to the front as possible as we can on these soft tyres, because of course we should be able to do the 1-stop. Now you can see Gimp does a 128.1, so I think it was a bit of lag on his screen or something which caused him to do that. But you can see we actually go out later in the session, and we're going out on the ultra softs, and that's because I realised everyone else was going out in the ultra softs, and you can see I was actually in 16th place, so I thought if I went out in the ultra softs I would have been able to probably come 11th or 12th and still started on the softs. But you can see Gimp with that lap time which he got from a glitch in 1st place. Straub technically would have got 1st place if it wasn't for that. JCP in 3rd, so that's quite good qualifying from him. And Jaeger is back after not participating in the first 3 races, so first 2 races, and he's here now, and he gets a good qualifying of 6th. But you can see he's qualified 18th out of 19th. But you can see the top 15 all qualifying on ultra softs, and you can see how much faster they are than softs. The fact that we're nowhere near them, and yeah, I started to worry now why everyone was actually starting on the ultra softs, and yeah, and as we go into the race, you can see why. And yeah, as soon as I saw it was intermediates, I was really upset, because I knew why everyone would have gone on the ultra softs. If I just taken the time to look at what the weather forecast would have been, I could have gone on the ultra softs, maybe qualified 10th or so, maybe even higher, considering it's a good track for me. And yeah, also my setup was completely awful. I decided to go against my default setup in the last minute, instead of using somebody else's setup, and it wasn't feeling good. And it was a dry setup as well. As you can see, we get going. You see up ahead, Puexpa actually jumps the start. So we are in last place. And yeah, we're just going to try to take it easy. As you see, Horvey already sort of backing out into turn 1. There's a guy off to my right, but he nearly comes and swipes me. So yeah, just still managing to gain 2 positions at the start. We're going to try to get a 3rd up the inside now, just trying to follow Puexpa through, but we're going to have the outside line. You can see there's a bit more collision. We're going to try to go around the outside of the Force India, and that's us up into 15th. So it's quite a good start, and I was still hopeful, because of course the wet conditions are the best for me, but I was just thinking what could have really been if I qualified a bit higher. We're going to try to go around the outside of Puexpa, but there's not really much room, so we try to get the traction down. But yeah, we're actually going to see if we can get in now, but we're just going to back out of that. There's no point trying to go for audacious moves on that one, because it's just going to ruin your race. But even so, I was feeling really twitchy on the setup. I was still quite confident I can make my way through the field. I know I'm not a back marker like I was last season. I know I definitely can be fighting near the front, so I knew I could do some sort of comeback, but it was just annoying to have a bad setup, and of course the worst qualifying ever. I don't think I've ever qualified last. So to do it on my favourite track, because I hadn't got the right tyres. I mean, of the soft runners, I was actually pretty much on par with everyone else who did it, so it just shows my pace would have been average, if not slightly above average, on the ultra softs, but just not really paying attention, really, so it's my own fault. But as we get Puexpa up the inside, he's actually going to get the traction around the outside again, just not able to go too much faster on the inside. Of course, everyone else taking the outside line, so that's where the cleanest line is. But you can see as well, we're going to try to get him straight away now. We're going to he's going to brake quite late, so we're not going to go through the inside, but last minute we're going to actually go for the inside as he goes a bit wide. And yeah, we're going to see there's 2 cars off up ahead. I think that was Karnak, my teammate. So it's a shame he's the championship leader, but he's off. I mean, you can see we've got bigger things to worry about because yeah, we're about to turn left, and Puxpa, I forgot, had to serve his drive-through penalty, but he completely pile drives us off the road. I know he had to go into the pits, but I was furious because yeah, just the spatial awareness. He should have known that I was about to turn in. Or fine, I mean, I could have probably shown a bit more awareness myself, but I was pretty annoyed because he completely just drives straight on. So he could have waited a bit and, well, waited about a second, gone into the pits safely, but I just had to put that behind me. So all the work we did on that one down the drain as we now go off chasing AOR. So I mean, I was a bit annoyed, but again, he was going into the pits, so I could have shown a bit more awareness myself, but I can't exactly predict what he's going to do. Especially as I forgot he really jumped the start at the beginning. But you can see, yeah, we're 13th still. So that's flickering between 13th and 14th because I think there's 1 or 2 desyncs in the lobby again, just like last time. But you can see AOR was pretty. He's quite new. He's new to the league, and yeah, he wasn't the fastest. And yeah, straight away we're trying to get him up the inside as we go side by side. You can see. We're trying to leave him room, but this guy, he may have not had the pace over us, but he's definitely got really good defence. As you can see, he's putting up a fight for this position. So we were quite a few seconds behind him. We clawed it back really quickly. So right now we're just getting held up, but you can see he's really putting up a fight now. As we're going to try to go around the outside. We actually got him to the corner, but he's going to see if he can stick a nose there. We're going to actually give him the room. As we're going to take the corner, but you see he's still there. The red arrow is still there. He's going to throw it up the inside. This time we're not going to let him through. We're going to go around the outside, force him wide at the inside, but he's still there. He's still trying to fight, and yeah, it was well defended by AOR. But you can see as soon as we got past him, we dropped him by a matter of seconds in the course of a lap. So now in chase of MS Horvey, who's actually been doing really well, but unfortunately hasn't been able to finish many races. I think he was in the podium position. He crashed out of a podium position in Bahrain, and now he's not doing so well here as he dives into the pits. But yeah, unfortunately he hasn't actually been able to finish the race. So even though he was sort of my rival last season per se, he's actually on 0 points so far. But you can see lots of people coming in now for the dry tyres. And yeah, it did say that it was going to dry out towards the end of the race. But I thought it was going to be about lap 18, 19. But it's actually dried out really early as we come into the pits now. That means you can pit straight onto the dries, which is good. And we're going to pit onto the mediums and take them to the end. So we're going to do what Karnak did last time out, pit early onto the... and you can see it's actually a perfect time to pit because DRS is enabled. But you can see, yeah, we should be able to take these tyres to the end. If all goes well, even though the tyre wear is quite bad on the pad this season. But you can see Edge up ahead. And if you actually look to the mini-map, he was actually caught on the road a bit. So I don't know if that was a bit of desync or stuff. It didn't look like he was moving. But you can see up ahead, Rogue Samurai's actually made a mistake. And yeah, as a result, we're actually going to close in on him. So just like in Australia, it looks like we're going to be battling him for the position. Right now, it will be the last points position, even so there might be a few people yet to pit. So even so, I've had to pit onto the dries. I'm still actually in the same position I was a few laps ago. So if anyone else pits, then we could actually be a few positions up. But you can see Edge has a decent car, and actually on his screen, I think he's already in P2. So I don't know what's going on there, but again, the car's just not ghosting this season. It's really frustrating because I think in his screen my car was desynced as well, and he had to avoid my car when he was battling for P2. So really odd this season. Again, Codemaster's not really fixing the bugs which has plagued them from season to season, which is a bit of a shame. But you can see the track's getting continually faster, but on our setup, we literally had no pace compared to Schwalbe. And even if we had a good setup, this guy is just way too fast from us. I think he's top 20 in the world in Brazil in time trial. And yeah, he's going to breeze past us. He's definitely probably one of the fastest assist runners on the game, if not the fastest. So you can see there, we actually get a 3-second time penalty, our first of the race, so it's not that bad. But yeah, he quickly overtook, he was quickly trying to overtake Rogue Samurai. As you can see, we're actually going to get Gimp, who actually disconnected, unfortunately. So Gimp, another one who's actually been up the front a few times now, but he has failed to finish a race, and as a result, he's still going to be on 0 points. As you can see, Schwalbe is now actually fighting with Rogue Samurai. Rogue Samurai putting up a fight. So yeah, as we actually let's go on a few more laps to the same place, and you can see yellow flag. So I don't know what that is for exactly, but again, we're actually in 8th place, all things considered. So after a few people pit, we actually are in 8th place now. And you can see Edge off to the side. We're going to go into P7, but technically we are still P8 because of course Edge's car is a bit desynced. But you can see by his fastest lap there. But yeah, I was really surprised that I managed to come back to 7th. I mean, I was hoping to just get points out of it, but doing quite a good strategy, and even so I have no pace in this setup, able to actually get back into the top 6, which just bodes well for well, the next few races. The fact that I've had 2 rather grim races, yet I've still managed to be fighting near the top 5. And yeah, right again, we're putting Rogue Samurai under a lot of pressure right now, getting him to sort of earn the 7th place as we're going to try to follow him. But yeah, again, he's putting up a very good defence as we actually skip on a bit later. This is actually the next lap. You can see Saddam Hussein's actually a lap down, so I think he's been in a few incidents because he's normally up near the front as well. But yeah, we're going to still be right on the back of Road Samurai, but he's actually just pitted onto I think Ultrasoft, so it's not going to be too nice for both me and Rogue Samurai, because he's going to obviously want to get past us on those stretcher tyres, even so he's a lap down. You can see already he's not exactly giving us a lot of room. So right now I was just trying to focus on getting Rogue Samurai, but of course you have to be aware that there is a guy behind you as well, even if he is a lap down, because yeah, you never know what they're going to pull off in this league. But you can see again in the slipstream of Rogue Samurai, we're able to close right up to him. But you can see Saddam Hussein right behind us now. And as we go through to the corner, you can see that ammo is turning red. And he's upper inside. And last minute, I have to sort of give him room. Take a compromised line. And this is not really helping me, because that's not a place where you normally overtake. And as a result, we're going to lose out quite a bit, as we actually nearly been into the wall there, just trying to catch the car. But it does mean we're going to get a nice tow down the back straight. Even so, we have lost out noticeably to Rogue Samurai as we head on to the penultimate lap. We are right behind him now, but still, we probably could have got him by now if it wasn't for this blue flag incident. But yeah, again, we've got 2 more laps to try to get him. But Rogue Samurai is normally quite clean on the penalties. I think when I got 12 seconds worth of penalties, he got about 3 in Australia. So I probably do need to get him on track if I want to actually beat him. Again, getting another, you can see there, I got another penalty that round, that lap, so I was actually up to 2 penalties, so it's quintessential that I actually tried to get past him on track. But you can see, I was keeping within a second. My setup, even so it was a straight line speed setup, just not able to gain on him enough, as we gain on him tons on the braking, so that's the 100 brake pressure coming in handy. But you can see, we're going to have to leave it for the last lap. But yeah, ironically, Saddam Hussein hadn't actually pulled too far ahead, and as a result, I think he had to give the position back and blue flags. But it's annoying that he couldn't have just done it earlier, because I think I probably could have got Rogue Samurai on track beforehand, because I was right behind him on lap 23 with a bit more pace. But it is what it is, and we have to try to get him this lap. And yeah, you can see just all over the back of him, trying to put him under pressure. See if he can crack and we can get the position. But right now he's looking like he's defending really well. And as we head on to the final straight, we're just trying to get the best exit possible. It's getting a slightly better exit than him, as we're going to go up into a hot lap. Rich mix, we're going to throw everything at it, but it looks like we're slightly too far back, as Koreka wins the race. So after not finishing last time out in Bahrain, we got a 3rd different winner, I think it is. So it's really good this season that lots of different people are winning it. As you can see, Edge gets the fastest lap. He will come across the line, I think, in 3rd or 4th. But meanwhile, we haven't actually been able to get Rogue Samurai on that straight. And I was going to try to do a last corner lunge, but it's way too far back. And yeah, Rogue Samurai will get a justified P6. We will get P7 with our 6 seconds of penalties in the end. So yeah, all in all, not really a bad comeback from last to 7th. But as we head on to the actual driver standings, you can see my teammate Karnak, even with the 10th place, actually holds his lead of 4 points. Actually extends his lead, believe it or not. You can see Koreka's actually moved into 2nd, just ahead of Edge and Schwalbe, who are 3rd and 4th respectively. I would have expected them to be a bit higher, but it just shows the sort of competitiveness in this league. Meanwhile, Ferrari are still ahead of us in the Constructors. We still remain 2nd. But as we actually head on to the actual race results, you can see Koreka gets a win in the end over Vladimir Jaeger. So a really good comeback from Jaeger. It's his first race of the season. Yet he gets some really good points on the board. JCP comes in 3rd, just ahead of Edge. So you can see it was definitely a desync for Edge, because he was all the way up at the front, whereas for us he was sort of in our way, sort of off to the side. So yeah, definitely a desync there. P-Release actually gets 5th, just ahead of Rogue Samurai and myself. And yeah, you can see my teammate managing to recover to P10, but actually Schwalbe not getting any points at all. So not really good race for Schwalbe, and I think he actually said it was actually his worst race of all time. So that's going to be it for this time. See you in 3 weeks' time, I think it is, for the next round, which is Baku.